Hi guys, welcome to a video. Yeah, I'm looking great. Still in the same clothes as the last video the next day. Can you see the boxes? Sir's doing the kitchen. I'm rather... my baby, Willow, cried all night last night. He did that in the hotel as well. So we didn't get a lot of sleep, sadly, because he cried all night. Change, right? Cats are autistic, I swear. Yep. Anyway, the discussion today is going to be interesting. But first, let me get my hairbrush to kind of fix the situation because look at me. If I can find a brush, 2 seconds. Oh, you can't even see me. Right. I was just in my bathroom. Hi. Right, let me just brush my hair so I can feel like this video is actually a proper video without looking like an absolute homeless person. Gosh, I feel like I'm getting close to that because anyway, I move house more than I do everything. I can't pick a thing. That's saying you're so stupid. Anyway, you're my mirror. There you go. That part's wonderful, isn't it? Totally crooked. No one gives a shit today. It's one of those days. No one gives a shit. I want to know. Poll here. This is a poll, right? Let me know. What's going on with people's attitudes? Why are people being unreasonable to reasonable situations all of a sudden? I'll give you an example. I've just come from a lot of this kind of attitude, just dealing with people in disability sector. You know, I've been abused, snapped at, told off like I'm a child. It's not impressive, actually. Anyway, let me just, oh my gosh. Ready for the... Okay, you can't see me, I don't think. Boom! Right. Let me get my hair on my face because if I'm having to do any of the unpack today, what's the last thing I need? I don't need any hair in my face. Go down. Okay, so let's have a chat. Okay, my higher mattress until my other mattress is maintenance is not the same. Same but different, right? I don't know how to get this camera angle. New place. Right. You're not straight. I'm not in the middle of everything. Right. You can see that my sliding doors, my cupboard. Right. I just want to know if anyone else is experiencing really bad attitudes from other people because I'm copying it lately. So let me give you an example. So we go to Spotlight. One of the jobs we got done, one of the last days of being in the hotel, coming here, knowing what we need, knowing that this would happen, a sea of boxes, we won't be able to leave the house unless it's essential. Sorry guys. Not eating the normal food still. That's why the kitchen's being unpacked today. And we went to Spotlight, right? To get some pre-stuff we knew we needed for the house. So we don't have to leave the house. We can just focus on unpacking, resting, and essential appointments for me, normally for medical, or going to the chemist. And we've got to go food shopping because we let everything run down before we left. We got hardly any food actually. We've got to restock everything. So we go to Spotlight for some curtains. Simples, right? Curtains and a curtain rod. No, it becomes another saga. I don't know how many sagas there has to be. You guys have followed. You've seen it all. How many do we have to have? And then on top of that, to add insult to injury, oh no, what? What's broken? What? Oh, not the mug.
Hi.
Not the Harry
How you
Potter
going?
mug.
Welcome to each beautiful day.
They wrapped it in that.
Now, on Harry Potter, there is a spell. Is it Alamore? I can't remember this. Where's your wand?
Guardian Leviosa.
No, that's going to raise shit up and make it fall down and break again. Well, this...
That's just doing the Hermione.
I have one mug. It's It's my
I want to
hot chocolate mug in the morning mug.
We're going to have to replace it with a super
Now,
nice
luckily, out of all the boxes I've just emptied, that's the only thing so far.
Yeah, but what else now?
Touch with this broken. No, it's okay. Everything else is going good
I'm
so
gonna
far.
buy you a really nice mug again.
But what I wanted to know, if you remember from Harry Potter, I think it's
What?
episode 1, season 1.
Yeah.
Because remember, Hermione tries to fix the glasses for Harry Potter, Alamora, or whatever it is. I think it's the kind to fix things.
Yeah, she fixed his glasses.
I think it might be beyond Alamore. Either that, or we
It'd
need.
be actually special if you put it together. Look rather interesting.
Well,
like
there
the
is
Chinese.
Is it,
special
is it Japanese or
Sorry,
Chinese?
Japanese.
Japanese. It's the
Japanese
gold
vase.
veining that they use to glue. I think it's beyond that anyway. Look, I just thought I'd pop in and say g'day while you were having a chat.
I'll get you another one from EB Games or... No, you've got that from Zing.
It's a man down situation. There's going to be damage, I get it. Well, anyway,
No, but that's a
back to your
special
regular
thing.
programming.
Okay, no. Okay. Leave the tripod, go
Okay.
away.
Fine.
In a nice way. Okay. I like social distancing. A little bit. Don't get too close. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Sorry, I took the opportunity to do this. Alright, what was I saying? Spotlight. So we bought curtains and a curtain rod. We go through the checkout. Simple, right? Go through the checkout. Let me just get all my rugs because I'm telling you, I'm in one of those rug mode. Okay, you should see the stacks of rugs. I have nowhere to put them. But they're essential. I'm autistic. It will only make sense if you're autistic and your thing is blankets. It's my thing. I had this one blanket as a little girl, was with me since I was born, and Mum gave it to me when I was an adult. Here's your blanket. And I tried to keep hold of it, right? It was a lemon black wool blanket with a nice sateen, like you get the nice silk edging. And it literally started, the fibers were just shredding. I had to say goodbye. Devastating. Okay, I needed a funeral. It was that bad. Anyway, sidetrack. So we pay, and it failed. So they weren't sure, and you could tell they weren't sure. So I was like, Matt, just check the bank, please, because these days, sadly, we can't trust businesses. You guys know that from watching The Move. Oh my, you cannot. Like, this is a warning to Australians. It's changed. Okay, you cannot trust any corporation. I promise you. Wait till you hear this story. So, she says we're going to have to pay for it again. Even though we looked it up and looked through it, it said that, because she said, oh no, that's a pending one, it will come back. But it didn't say pending. It said it had been complete, basically. So I was like, and I've worked in retail. I was like, no, this is going to be double charged. This is $125 worth. We're going to have to do it again. I wasn't happy. So I expressed to the lady that came to intervene that I'm concerned. She said, that's okay. So if within 24 hours, that double charge is not corrected, ring me, I'll refund you over the phone. Oh, that's easy. Funny, right? I was like, okay, trusting you, but don't trust you. Nothing personal, this is business, but I'm not trusting you. So we go home and I'm like, we're going to have to call on probably Tuesday because I have to give extra days in case they go, oh, we haven't waited exactly 24 hours. Anyway, so we ring. What's today? Today's Tuesday. So we ring, right? The double transaction's still there. And we've got a lot of outstanding money that needs to come back to us. Funny that. We had a car accident at Christmas time, we weren't in the car. Someone smashed into our car, so we had to have that for a week gone. That hire car money still has to come back through them. And then the rental truck, because the removalists failed us, that money's got to come back. A lot of people owe us money, and it's when you move house and there's things you need to buy, it's like, I can't do this. I'm a pensioner, right? So anyway, we ring them up. We say, we want to speak to the person that she said, ask for me. We asked for her. We got her. Then she immediately passed on to someone else. Probably not her choice, I'd say. And we got this rather rude manager. You know how managers are these days? Yes, they're the ones hired to be a piece of shit these days. That's what managers are for, to be the person that rips you off. And the workers are just the little ants that just do the work, and I'm going to be the bully that just steals people's money. So what he did was, we just explained the situation. We said, this is what we want how we want it rectified, please, because it's not right. We shouldn't have paid twice. Give us the other money back. We only purchased the one amount's worth. He's like, no, it's going to come back in, up to 5 business days. I was like, oh, really? Here we go. It's 24 hours and now it's 5 business days. So we questioned it. Then he goes, oh, hang on a minute. You got to dispute it with your bank. Because he got us off the phone. He said, I'll ring you back in 15 minutes. I'm going to call the bank. I'm thinking, you're an idiot. Like, I don't think you've been trained. I don't think you know how to work FPOS machines. I don't think you know the computer systems behind them. I do. I've worked in customer service. Okay? I was the computer rebooter. Whenever the checkouts went down, I wasn't even the supervisor, but I was pretty much like one. It wasn't paid for it. You know, that kind of situation. Yeah, that happens to autistics a lot. We're very much perfectionists. We're very good at our jobs and we get taken advantage of. But basically, I was the rebooter because he's an IT person and I know I've got skills. I've got skills that I didn't know I had, and I actually have them. I didn't want to have them, but I do. Apparently, I'm very good at SEO, which is search engine optimization. Don't want to be. Coding, easy. Don't want to be because it's very monotonous, but I'm good at it. But basically, I'm good with numbers, basically. So we get a phone call back after he's done his little thing. You've got to dispute it with your bank. And I'm like, sorry, your mistake, your FPOS machine failed, but it didn't, it went through. Then we paid again. We still, many days later, out of pocket for double transaction. You're saying we've got to dispute it. My bank won't know what to do because they don't know which transaction is legal and which one's illegal. Now, as far as the law is concerned, I used to do paralegal, okay, in welfare. And I'll tell you this, the second transaction they made us do when we proved that it had been a complete purchase is illegal activity. Not okay. Not approved with the ACCC laws of Australia for consumers. You should never do that. Now, I'm not blaming the staff that made us do it because they're misinformed as far as I'm concerned, but that manager on the phone that didn't say sorry, didn't take responsibility, and told us to dispute it with the bank. And the bank says, we'll try to get your money back. I'm like, oh, don't even. And 45 days it could take. So I'm like, So we put down the phone from that. That's not their fault, right? They're just the bank. I'm like, fuck that. Fuck that. Right, head office. Here we go. No, I actually tried the ACCC, but I thought, but that's not going to work because that's too much work for me. I don't have time for that. And what can they, once again, third party. Not going to the source, going to head office. So I rung head office. Yes, it's a bit of a Karen situation, but I'm in the right here, right? I've been reasonable and we were being reasonable, but the person who's the manager was being a dick. Okay, who's being absolutely rude and incessant that he's right, yet he was wrong. So I ring, because Matt had to get on with things. I ring head office, explain the situation. She gets it. She goes, oh no, that shouldn't happen at all. It's our job to work it out and refund you, right? Not the bank. She agreed with me and she actually acknowledged that it's an illegal activity to make me pay twice. Thank you, because your manager didn't. So please educate them. That'd be great, because that's my local store now. I don't really want to have arguments and feel uncomfortable with them ever again. That'd be appreciated, because they started this argument out of nothing. This is a conflict resolution situation, and I'm an ex-generationer, and I'm good at it. But these people are unreasonable. They use these tactics, like they overtalk you. They don't let you speak. They say that they know this, but yet you've got proof. So anyway, I've sent the receipts, I've sent my bank proof to head office. I'll get it much sooner than 45 days, and I'll definitely get my money back because head office will not allow this to happen. It is illegal, right? I can go to ACCC and get it too. But what is it with people's attitudes about it? Because first and foremost, when I was working, and as a next generation person here, we were always told, don't take anything personal. You work for the company. You are the company, that's it. People are taking it too personal rather than stepping back and going, what's my role? What's my job? That's what I need to do. And if you're going to be personal, you have to also do conflict resolution in a civilized way. Civilized way. Not nasty. Not tactics like over talking, raising your voice, not listening to the customer. That's a bad one. Not listening to the customer. It's like, you weren't there. You're not hearing the situation. You're not letting me finish. How are you going to make sense of it if you don't hear the situation? But what is with this? You've seen this with all the other situations too. This is becoming a problem. I saw actually on TikTok, I don't know you guys have seen, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I think it's over East. A young girl, right? And they all do it, those age groups. She's wearing a crop top that's here with, I think, sort of certain type of pants. So she's got a lot of belly showing. She looks good. Good on her. Got it, flaunt it, whatever. I don't care. Be you. Why can't people be there? She was dressed. She was not what I would call, and I have seen some inappropriate dressing styles in society, but it wasn't right. And she was very young. Totally, it's like a rite of passage. They do this. It's normal. Okay? So, by a security guard, she was told to leave. And she's like, what? And then she even pointed to another lady who was the same thing, massive amount of belly showing with a massive short crop top. And she's like, well, what about her? Well, I saw you first. You cannot, it's so Orwellian, isn't it? Orwellian. Animal farm. So, this poor girl was kicked out of the shopping centre. Anyway, the shopping centre's complained, the centre management. The security guard's being dealt with, but you know what? And she was a chick. Yeah. I think that Karen was jealous. Just because she had the body. Maybe she works hard for that body. I mean, some people do. Don't be judgy. So that was a really unfair situation. She was a very young girl. Like, that's just wrong. They are our youth. I think under 25s, people really need to step back a bit and actually give a shit about the fact that they are just trying to be an adult and trying to get through. And we know as older women that that's not really what you should be attracting when you do that. But it's just the age group. It's okay. They're not hurting anyone and nothing should happen to them because they dress that way, right? But as older women, of course, we think different, we feel different, we just feel protective, right? So that's okay, but bullying her like that, no, she can dress how she wants. She can do what she wants. There is no code of conduct. And I've seen, like I said, I've seen worse. I've seen worse. I've seen provocative stuff that should not be in shops. It should be in nightclubs. So that was really bad. But even then, you can't. I mean, public nudity. Guys, if you're a naturalist, you cannot do that at shopping centres. Just know that. I've never done it, of course. Don't look at me. I'm just saying, yes, we have limits, but this poor girl was picked on. So what is going on? What is happening in Australia? Why are people overstepping personal boundaries instead of sticking to professional boundaries? Just think about it. That security guard, the girl that was shopping, that's crossing boundaries there. That's a boundary crossing situation. And in my generation, when you learnt about these things in communication courses, it's just not okay. Shut your mouth. You cannot control people in that way. Now, if I find it hypocritical that a partner can be so easily, and this happens in the caring field, partners get accused all the time of being overly controlling. No, they're a carer. They have to step up a lot more than other partners, or some parents have to step up a lot more for disabled children who are like me. I'm not high functioning autistic, I'm not the lowest functioning autistic, I'm in the bloody middle, and I need a lot of help with a lot of difficult scenarios that I find myself in, right? I need help. So it's difficult because sometimes he gets looked at as being, why are you stepping in, or why? Because it's essential. Because I don't have all of the skills. I have many blind spots. I have a lot of people that take advantage of me. There's a lot of risk factors. So, but what is going on with people thinking that they can tell other people how to live their life? That, and I just want to explain it because anyone that is younger than my generation, say, it's not right. It's not normal. There's laws. And I remember when I did philosophy at university, it was a real passion of mine. And I remember saying, you know, I was young and stupid. So any old ones listening, you're going to laugh at me, but shush. No, you can laugh at me, totally. Basically, when I was in philosophy class, and that one was critical thinking, I loved that one. And there was this asshole lawyer in that class. Oh my God, it's like, yeah, I know why you're freaking here, to win your cases and be smart ass with your little manipulation of philosophy. But anyway, manipulating words. You know, I said, yeah, we can make laws and ethics. He goes, no. Let's have a discussion. He goes, right, let's have a discussion about that, right? Dyan suggested, I'm thinking, huh? Here we go. Yes, I was the one that asked stupid questions, but in university, luckily for me in the days when I went, and I hope it's still the same, no question is stupid, guys. No question. You don't learn if you don't ask questions that your brain says, I don't know, I want to know more about that. So I asked the question and we discussed it at length, which is what you do in philosophy class. Of course, you philosophize. So we talked about that, right? We even discussed, you know, if everyone drove 40 kilometers an hour, the impact of that, less deaths, but the impact of that. So that was interesting too. So these are the kinds of things you talk about. So we talked about ethics, and I quickly realized, it would become very controlling of other human beings, right? Of each other. And who should tell who what? Who's right? Who's wrong? What is ethical and what isn't ethical? That can be debatable on many things. We know some clear-cut ones, right? Sure. But there's a lot of grey. A lot of grey. Like we talked, you know, these seminars go for 3 hours. You get a break, don't get me wrong, but 3-hour seminars, it's like, it was fascinating to discuss, but yet it's happening right now. People are acting like these ethical things they say is law, or the attitudes they have towards you when you're making payments to these people and how they treat you in return for it. It's like, how is this possible? Like, what is going on? It's meant to be business only, right? Transactional. It should never come into crossing over that boundary. So let me know what you think about that. I've given you one example of the spotlight example, but tell me what you think, because in my eyes, we're stepping into some messy waters. 2 seconds, I'm thirsty. This conversation's making me thirsty. What do you reckon? Because I think that we're stepping in dangerous waters here, and it's actually making society very aggressive. It's making it very negative towards human to human. It's reducing people's trust, which is very concerning in my eyes. I think that if a society can't trust the systems of what's around us, you know, like I said, spotlight, just going to a shop, making a transaction, it just being business, everything just being fine. Why does it have to be a drama? Why does there have to be such, right? Because literally, we had to yell at him to get him to shut up and listen so that he had the information to make final decisions. He was that rude. And that's the strategy that I'm noticing businesses are using, is they overtalk you to the point where you can't get a word in. And then they want to get rid of the, like, yep, been talking to you too long, got to go. No. Communication is a two-way street, okay? And I'm happy to listen, don't get me wrong, but not to the point where you don't let me speak at all. So I'm finding that this is concerning. And like with the girl with the security guard, I mean, being judged for how she's dressing, which is quite a normal dress style right now in society, for especially for the young ones, 25 and under. It's very common. It's a rite of passage, like I said. This is, it's a bit like we were driving down this road one day and we were stopped at the lights and there was all these real young, just men, and I was laughing because I've got adult sons. And they had their shirts off, right? And they were just walking around like, oh, yeah, look at me chest. And I just cracked up. And I said, look at these kids. Like, I thought they're about probably our kids' age or probably a bit younger, a couple of years younger. And I'm just like, they're trying to they're trying to be men, right? And these women are trying to be, I'm a woman and I look good and I'm a woman and I'm feminine and it's normal. And it's a rite of passage. You don't really become it takes until about 25 until you really get a good grip on what life is about, right? It is in a lot of studies that's showing that the brain really just doesn't understand, foresee things in ahead, be able to look many things ahead rather than just looking in the moment. I mean, autistics are, yeah, let's not even go there with us. We take, depending on where you are on the spectrum, it can be many delays in that. But, it was just funny because it was like, oh my gosh, it was embarrassing for me because I was like, you're young enough to be my children, dudes, put a shirt on, seriously. But, I was just joking. I would never go up to them and go, put a shirt on, like a nasty person. Like the security guard did to that poor young girl. First you're body shaming her. That's disgusting. Second, who made you the law of a shopping centre? I mean, if it wasn't for people walking in shopping centre doors, there wouldn't be any money going through the shops. And then the shops would collapse and then that security guard wouldn't even have a job. But you're treated like a criminal when you go shopping. So that's happening in Australia. Let me know if it's happening in any other country because I want to know, because here it is big time problems, okay? And of course computers are many times wrong. Look at the Spotlight example. Many times it's wrong. Yet they believed in their computers more than us literally showing on our bank that it's been fully processed. That's not smart, okay? That's just superficial, not looking deeper, not doing things properly. And look at the mess it's caused us. We could have been out of pocket for up to 45 days or have to go back and argue with the store that the fact that we have paid twice because the bank can't come to, because they say they can't guarantee because they are not Spotlight. How do they know we didn't do 2 transactions of $125 on that same day, same time, similar time, So 5 minutes apart. So that's fact. Okay, that is the law. They can't do anything. They can't step in. They can only do what's legal. And so that's why the second transaction, guys, if you can prove it's been processed, not pending or anything like that, it's actually an illegal transaction to double charge, which is what happened. But yeah, let me know what you think about the I guess the judgments and the so-called, it's almost like they speak of things like it's law. You can't shop here because you're not dressed the right way as far as I'm concerned. Orwellian, right? Or on our system, it just doesn't say this. It says that you've only paid once because the other one, it says on our system, you're going to get that money back. Yet it's like, And they even asked, what does it say on your side? And we were like, no, both have been fully processed and it's been days, hasn't come back. One of them hasn't come back. So, no. You need to do something at your end, which head office agreed. Because obviously, that they would be, people that work in head office are trained a little bit before they go to head office naturally. They know what they're doing. And what do you think about this? What do you think about the fact that businesses don't want to, they didn't even say sorry. Look, the people in the moment did, but I'm saying like when we are now sitting in a situation where we are down that money, no sorry. The argumentative attitude is like, let's just talk. Why do we need to argue? Talk. I even found that in disability. I actually found that recently, just talking to someone I was working with recently through this move. I got snapped at for asking a question. And there was an assumption in that question that I didn't ask. And attached to that question that I didn't actually put out there. So, and I got verbally abused. And it's really tough. And I'm finding it as a person that's a peaceful person. I don't like conflict. I disagree with the war. I think it's disgusting. It is genocide everywhere. I'm not on either side. It's just genocide. Innocent people are dying. So basically it's like, this is just not my style. So I'm like, and I think a lot of autistics are the same. It's like, this is not okay. I'm sick of arguing with people that are being unreasonable. And I'm stepping back and going, this is not normal. I'm not normally going around having arguments with people, but I'm having to because they're aggressive. And this is the problem, guys. In psychology, this is Psychology 101. You come at someone long enough aggressive, okay, like directly at them. I'm not saying, like, there's two different types. If you're just being angry, you've got the right to be like that. No one should tell you, stop being angry, to stop it and gaslight you. But if you're being angry at the person, you're telling them off and you're saying, you this, you that, and you, then of course, what happens, guys? That person will bite you back, I guarantee. That is Psychology 101. If you come to someone all happy and excited, most likely they will start to feel that vibe and it will start to happen. That is Psychology 101. Now there's anomalies. So say if someone's just been to a funeral, you're not going to be able to make them laugh, possibly, okay? There is anomalies, but normally, especially with aggression, because it's fight and flight, it's the automatic nervous system that gets kicked in there. If you go at a person and you start like a mental stabbing goes on, the person is going to get angry back at you, and they're justified to do so in self-defense. It's a bit like a punch. Someone punches you, you've got the right to punch them back. That's my opinion. I'm a next generation person, okay? You throw a punch, I'm going to punch you back. I'm not going to take crap, even though I am not someone who's a fighter, even though I am autistic and I struggle to understand things. Someone abuses me verbally or physically, you're done. If you're outside my inner circle, because inner circle, there's different. There's conflict resolution that might need to take place or whatever. But yeah, I'm very much, I think a lot of autistics are like that. So let me know how you are, but I'm like that. I'm very much, if someone does me wrong, and I mean like, it has to be really wrong, not something small, I'm talking big, I'm done with that person after that, because that shows their core. That shows who they are. And when someone does that to you in certain situations, like say they have power over you because of their position, shouldn't happen. And that's happened to me multiple times recently. And as a disabled person, we receive this a lot. We receive this a lot. People think they're better than us because we have a disability. And it's not okay. It's just not okay. So if you're disabled and you're receiving that, you do have rights, you don't have to tolerate it, and you can fight back. And I know that I'm reactive and I can get into trouble for that, but I don't really care. Once again, X generation here, you verbally abuse me, Most of the time I actually say nothing, guys, to be quite honest. But if there's a repeat, then I bring up both scenarios and I go, that behavior is not okay. And if I can, I cut them out, because, like I said, I believe people that do that in a situation that is unnecessary compared to a situation. There is situations, you know, where you realize that you can see their point and you know why they might be feeling like that. It's different. There is some places where you can conflict resolution skills can come into place, but when you know it's their core, when you know that's who they are, that they're just in it for the money, or they don't really care about you, and you know it, you feel it, you know it, that's when I just go, look, I'm done. I don't want to do business with you. I don't want to do this transaction with you, because it's toxic, right? It's unnecessary. And so let me know what you guys think about what your experience, what country you're from. But I'm noticing that this kind of toxic behavior is becoming almost like people think it's acceptable to do, and it's not. And when you work for a company, don't take it personally. It is not about you as a person. The customer doesn't know you as a person. They're complaining about the customer experience and situation. It's very immature of people to take it personally and bite back as if it's a personal battle, rather than let's work out why this customer, because as I'm hearing, they've been screwed over, they've been charged twice. So that's just an example. Let me know what you think. I'd love to know. This is kind of a philosophy chat, I guess you could put it under, because a podcast maybe. Because basically, I just think that if this behavior doesn't stop, what kind of society are we going to be? Because I don't think it's healthy. I don't think that the next generation should grow up experiencing this. This concerns me for them seeing it, learning it themselves, and then what are we going to have? A generation of like nasty people. That's what will happen. Because sadly, and I'll say this as a parent of adult children here, one that's nearly 28, one's nearly 30, you think you've got total like influence on that child. No. Society has, especially when they get to that, I'd say 15, okay? No. In fact, the society starts to absolutely dominate the influence on that child, and you lose all influence on that child. They start to dictate how that child is going to behave, because society is where they have to step into once they grow up, right? They turn 18, they step into the world, and that's what they're dealing with. I don't want that kind of world. I don't think it's healthy. And like I've said before, I think I've said it before, I don't want this kind of unhealthy scenario for my children in health, because I have a genetic syndrome. So naturally I don't want my children to suffer if they were to get sick with this, or my grandchildren. Not fair. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on, have you experienced, like, especially us X-generation people, we've been around a while. We've seen the ebbs and flows of different ways of society behaving to do, you know, because politics determines the social stuff. We were around before social media. What do you think? And even you young ones that are younger than that, you have also very valid points to point out, because you have not lived before social media possibly, and you've got something valuable to offer, because I'd love to know if you've had these experiences and whether you always have, or whether you're suddenly having it. Is there a change? And when did it change? Because I'm noticing a change. And I'm not here for it. I'm not up for it. I think it's dangerous. I think we're stepping into an Orwellian style world, and it concerns me for our future children to grow up in that way. There's not much freedom in that type of world. And it makes me sad, because when they go to school, all that hard work that us, mainly mums, I'm not saying you dads don't give a lot, you give a ton, but you know, mums with our children, we try and instill in them to live their dream. to be who they want to be, just to be happy. Like, that's what I instilled in my kids. I don't care what you do as a job. I don't care what you do. Just make sure it's something you want to get up in the morning and go to, and aim for the stars. Aim for your goals. Keep setting goals. Don't stop setting goals. I was very much motivational. Yeah, push, push, push. Live your dream. The sky is the limit. It has no limit, basically. Don't let others take away your dream. And it concerns me because I feel like the world is trying to take away all of our dreams in the systems. And I'm not just talking about, I don't know, the school system, whatever else. I'm talking about like just everywhere we go in society. It could be just, like I explained, shopping centres, shops. It could be your child going to school. And this is the sad thing. School undoes everything. I really wish the schools were all Montessori style. Because that is just, it broke my heart watching my kids be changed by the system and be told and limited. And that is one of the biggest reasons why I never told that my son was autistic. I didn't. He did speech therapy, he did tutoring through Kumon. I didn't tell them, and I refused to. And and in that era, that was only to him, so that's not for everyone. If he was struggling even more than he was, that would have been a different story. So don't sort of take that as. But I'm just saying that's what I did to protect his self-esteem, because I knew, like they did to me, they limit your potential, and it's disgusting. Because look where I ended up, university. Even got laughed at my school reunion. You went to uni? None of us did, and we're the smart ones. Yeah, well, yeah. Basically because I did it myself later. I put the hard work in. I have 3 learning disabilities, but nothing can stop you. And people need to know that. It's down to hard work. That's it. That's all it is. There's no secret. It's just hard work. And I didn't want my child to be told, oh, you've got special needs and we're going to take you out of that class to do things. No, as soon as he was struggling, straight into private tutoring. And Kumon, if you're in Australia, and if it's somewhere else, take that on, if you've got it in your country too, is the best, I promise you. It is an amazing program. I've actually looked at the way they do the syllabus and compared it to the psychology of learning. I studied that, and I was impressed. I was like, I think it's Japanese, and I was like, you guys know exactly what these children need, and I'm so impressed. My second child didn't need it. He was quite gifted. He should have been in the gifted program, but no spots. I was very mad about that because it was a waste, because the kid got bored and he got up to mischief, because that's what they all do. But my second child is gifted, and he was, hence, the gifted ones always are a little bit cheeky, right? If the teacher was wrong, let her know. Oh dear. That was fun. I had many meetings. I used to dread the parent-teacher meetings for my second, just purely because he always had a point. It was hard to not kind of defend him, because he was a very smart child, very intelligent child, that it was like he always had a good argument. But basically, yeah, I didn't want to limit my children. And so I think that I don't know what it's like now, but make sure that, I don't know, I mean, I don't want to step in on telling people how to live their lives, but just don't let the school system squash your child, especially if they're autistic, because it's not a disorder, okay? The sky has no limits. Tell your child they can be anything, because my child is autistic, has blossomed, okay? University, he is in cybersecurity. He is amazing and good at what he does, because hyperfocus, computering, his dad was IT, he's been doing it since he was, gosh, I don't know what age, since he was tiny. And my other one, like I said, he's gifted. He's always going to make it. He's always going to find his little way, because he always has. Because he's got the capabilities that sometimes I wish I had. I'm a little jealous because he takes after his father, and I didn't get the giftedness. Okay, so don't look at me. It didn't come from me. I didn't even know what I am, because with my intellectual disabilities, there is actually no intelligence test for dyslexics. So it's not fair. And intelligence testing takes minimum 7 hours. So anyway, let me know what you think about society at the moment. And my advice is, stay true to who you are. Don't let anyone tell you who you are. Don't let anyone tell your children who they are. As leaders of our children, we need to instill that, or your grandchildren, because society, I'm sorry, but it's a put down. Everyone wants to be one-upping each other, you know, and it's just like, ugh. And I'm like, guys, it's more fun when you work together. Look at the X generation, right? Remember that movie, The Goonies? Is it The Goonies? Was it called The Goonies?
Yeah.
Great movie. Look at that movie. Okay, that was us, right? You get on your BMX bike and you're all together and you conquer the world. Like that, okay? It's awesome to work together. Don't let them divide you. Don't let them divide you on race, on religion, on belief systems, and who you're friends with. Don't let that limit you. You can agree to disagree on styles of this or that. Sometimes you can't, but sometimes you can. And I'm finding that the world is trying to make things black and white, and it's just not. There's so much grey that it worries me, because the younger people are black and white. It's not their fault, but they've been educated that way. Their education, like my children's education, was totally different to my education era. And it just upsets me, because it's like, I think my kids just got through, but I worry about the kids now. It's just there's so much drama in their life, and it's sad. So let me know what you think, how society is progressing. But I've seen a change, and I'm not here for it. I don't like it. And I certainly don't like war. I certainly don't like it. I don't think it's necessary. And I just want peace. I want peace just in general. So just in our own lives, we've also got to step back. You've got to look at people critically, unfortunately, in business. And that's, you know, even with me on the NDIS, I have to question everyone that works with me. I have to critically think about who they are, what their intentions are for me. I have to be selfish now, because I always used to just take whatever. I've changed. I've had to, because society's got so, I'd say, selfish, to the point where people like me on disability, with NDIS, with our packages, people want it. Okay, they want our money. And that can be a great thing if they're there for you. But if they're not meeting your needs, it can be a very bad thing. So yeah, that's just one example. You probably got other things that might be your workplace. If it's toxic, find another job. If you can. Don't just settle. Don't let your kids settle. If your kids are being limited with what they can achieve, being told that, undo it. You are the parents, and to a certain age, like I said, about 15, then they're kind of like, shut up, mum. Yeah, mum. Whatever, mum. Yes, mum. Now look, I do think that as they get older, they come back to, yeah, mum was right. You know, they do come back to that. That's the learning curve, right? And that's what they need to do. They need to separate from us at a certain point and learn things for themselves, because I can't teach them those skills. They've got to fly and, you know, succeed and crash and all at the same time before they can work out. I can't choose their life. It's not my job. it's not my right. I can only choose their life up until 18, really, is what I tried to. So yeah, just don't let people treat you bad, okay, whether they're a person or a business. So let me know what you think. And ow, that was my knee. Being in a new place and executive functioning and moving around, and I'm so overwhelmed. Send help. Wish me luck. Wish us luck, basically, because Sir is working his butt off in there. I can see so many cupboards open and so much of a ruckus going on. Yeah, he's like, let's high five him, because he's championing. He's being a champion. Like I said, we're exhausted. What day is this now of when this all started? I mean, we were packing boxes for weeks before you moved, 2 weeks before you moved at night, and during the day for him. I'm tired. Doing this disability just sucks. We shouldn't be in this position, but anyway, you guys know that story. It's this. Come close. Come right. Come close. Hi. Yeah, I have it. I don't look good. Oh, I'm so tired. So look after yourselves too, and let me know how you're going. How are you? I hope you're doing better than me. That's for goddamn sure. Because, yeah, at the moment, I'm not doing good. I'm overwhelmed. I have 0 executive functioning skills. I don't know how to have a shower. It's going to take me a long time. I'm possibly going to get a bit like of a meltdowny mode. I don't know where everything is. Object permanence problems too. So having to now put things in places and then trying to remember where they are. You know, I do know an autistic that was on Love on the Spectrum. She puts labels on her cupboards, and I'm like, I might have to start doing that, because this moving house thing is becoming a problem, okay? And I take too long to get things done. I have to label things. Help. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this podcast and the things that I've raised, because I think it's only looking at TikTok, looking at this media, it's going to get worse before it gets better, I think. And we can make a change. So when you're out and about, smile at strangers, help other people out, be the difference you want to see in the world. Love you all. Bye.